Welcome to Violet Connie Art. About a year and a half ago, on September 10th, 2018, I drew this picture here. And yeah, it doesn't look anything like the reference image, and it also looks really out of proportion. So I'm going to see, after I've been practicing my portrait skills, how I improved on this photo. At the time I actually drew this, I thought it didn't look great compared to some of the other ones I was doing at the time. I just thought, how did I go so wrong? So I actually saved the image, and it is here. So this is the image here, so as you can see, it doesn't look anything like my picture. So I'm going to redraw this for today's video, and we'll see how much I have improved in a year and a half. So over the last year and a half, I have kind of developed my own way of going about drawing faces, and I tried searching the internet far and wide for like proportional videos on how to draw them with a circle, but I've actually developed this method of using lines, parallel lines of equal spacing, or about equal spacing away from each other, and using that as a guide to draw my faces. And since I've started using this method, my ability to draw faces has improved significantly. So instead of trying to get the perfect circle or the right proportion circle, I'm able to lay the lines out on the page in the size of the head that I want, so that I'm able to fill the page more easily, and I'm just able to measure my proportions out a lot better. So I'm still not 100% perfect. I don't get a likeness all the time. Sometimes I do, but not all the time. But at least my faces, for the most part, look in proportion and look like an actual human face that could possibly be in the world, rather than the one that I showed you earlier, which was so out of proportion. The face was long, and the eyes were too far apart from the nose and things like that. And so I think over the last year and a half I have improved significantly, and I hope I continue to improve, and I'm going to keep using this new method. If anyone else is interested in how I draw my portraits, I will do a video on that if you let me know in the comments below. So here is my artworks from a year and a half ago to today compared to the reference image, and I think I actually improved quite a bit. I'm not getting an exact likeness, but at least looks like the photo a little bit. So I'm still not great with hair, so that's something I'm going to have to work on. So for the rest of this video, I am going to colour this, because I feel like colouring it with watercolour. So that is coming up now. So I made my own little watercolour palette that is for skin tones, and it's got different mixes of different paints, mainly based off Naples yellow and alizarin crimson, and also some burnt umber. So I made a few of my own mixes and put them into this little palette that I use for doing my portrait studies now. And yeah, I'm really pleased with how this little palette has worked out for me so far. And the book I'm using today is my Strathmore 500 series sketchbook. It's mixed media, and it doesn't like layering watercolour very much at all. So I was getting a little impatient and just layering on top of layering, and I started getting little puddles, so I actually had to let it dry in between each layer, and I had to be a bit more patient and to be able to layer it up how I wanted to. But in the end, I think that I managed to get a piece that looks quite good, and I even more so like the original reference photo than when I started. So yeah, I'm really happy with how this turned out. From start to finish, the whole thing took me just a little bit over an hour, probably about an hour and 10 minutes. So the sketching portion took me around 20 minutes, and then the rest of that time was taken up with painting. As you'll see when I start to do the hair, I'm still not great at painting hair as well as drawing hair. It feels like a lot to process in my brain, all the different strands and the different colors and lights and shades, and trying to make it look like a bunch of hair rather than a bunch of splodges. But I think for this kind of loose painting that I did, that it turned out okay in the end, and I'm actually overall happy with it. And I also used a little bit of whitewash at the end of it as well. There's a certain way that I go about painting my faces which has really helped me. So I actually pop my images into a program which posterizes the images, which really brings out the darks and the lights in that image into kind of blocks on the face. So I'm able to get a good visual of where those areas are supposed to be, so that I can focus my light and shadow based off that image. But I usually have that image right next to the original as well, so that I can look at what the original colours are and also look at how they are blocked in on the face. And it's it's just a tool that's really helped me to be able to get the skin tones and lights and tones on the face and contours of the face a lot better than if I didn't use that tool. I might pop an image up here of the actual picture I was painting from, just up in the corner. And there's the posterized image on the left and the regular image on the right. And so I kind of use both of those at the same time while I'm painting to try and get a good visual and color balance and light and dark shade balance as well. Overall, as a quick little study and a bit of a test for myself to see whether or not I'd improved in my art, I'm really happy with the overall outcome of this for a nice quick artwork. And this is my final piece, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments if you do want me to do a video about how I do my portraits, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.